In fact, many people tell me that modesty is perhaps my best quality.
The word rosebud is maybe the most
Even better than
significant
my temperament.
word in film, and what we all
You know,
watch.
Cardinal Dolan and I have some things in common. For instance, we both run impressive
The
properties on
wealth,
Fifth
the
Avenue.
sorrow, the unhappiness, the happiness.
Of course, his is
just
much
struck
more
lots of
impressive
different notes.
than mine. That's because I built mine with my own beautifully
Citizen
formed
Kane was really about
hands.
accumulation, and at the end of the accumulation, you
Well,
see
his
what
was
happens,
built
and it's
with
not
the hands of
necessarily all
God.
positive.
And nobody can compete with God. Is that correct? Nobody, right?
Not positive.
That's right. No contest. It's great to be here with
I think
1,000
we learn in Kane that maybe wealth
wonderful
isn't everything,
people.
because he had the
Or,
wealth,
as
but
I
he didn't
call
have
it,
the happiness.
a small, intimate dinner with some friends. Or as Hillary calls it, her largest crowd of the
The
season.
table getting larger and larger and larger, with he and his wife getting further and
this
further
stuff.
apart
This is corny stuff.
as he got wealthier and wealthier.
I do recognize that I come into this event
Perhaps
with a little
you
bit of an
understand,
advantage. I know that
the
so many
relationship
of
that
you
he had was not
in the
a good one for
Archdiocese
him.
already
Probably
have
not
a
a great
place
one
in
for
your
her,
heart
although there were benefits
for a
her.
guy who
But
started
in the end, she was certainly not
out
a
as
happy
a
camper.
carpenter working for his father.
In
I
real
was a
life, I believe that wealth does in fact isolate you from your peers. It's a protective mechanism.
True,
You have your guard up
not for a long period of time, but
much more so than you would if
about
you didn't have wealth.
3 weeks. What's great about the Al Smith dinner is that even in the rough and tumble world of a really, really
It was a
hard
great
campaign.
ride.
In fact, I don't know if you know Hillary, but last night they said that was
And
the
there
most
was
vicious
a
debate
modest fall.
in the history of politics, presidential debate, the most vicious.
The fall
I
wasn't
don't
a
know,
financial
we're
fall.
supposed to be
The
proud
fall
of
was
that.
a
We're
personal
supposed to be
fall.
of that. But they did say that, and I'm trying to think back to
But it was a
Lincoln. I
fall
don't think
nevertheless.
they really compete with that. But the candidates
So you
have
had
some
the highs and
lighthearted
you had
moments
the lows.
together, which is true. I have no doubt that Hillary is going to laugh quite a bit tonight. Sometimes even at an
A lot
appropriate
of people
moment.
don't really understand the significance of it. I'm not sure if anybody understands the significance, but I think the significance is bringing
And even
lonely,
tonight,
rather sad
with
figure
all of the heated back and
back
forth
into his childhood.
between my opponent
The
and
word
me at the
rosebud,
debate last
for
night,
whatever reason, has captivated
we have proven that
moviegoers
we
and movie
can
watchers
actually
for so many
be
years,
civil
and
to each
to
other.
this day.
In fact, just
perhaps
before taking the
a
dais,
single word. And perhaps if
Hillary
it came up with another
accidentally
word
bumped
that
into
meant
me.
the same thing, it wouldn't have worked.
and she very
But
civilly
rosebud
said,
works
"Pardon me."
Rosebud works.
for whatever reason.
Now, if you could give Charles Foster Kane advice, what would you say to him?
Make yourself a different woman.
And I very politely replied, "Let me talk to you about that after I get into office."
I can tell you about Emily. I went to dancing school with Emily. I was very graceful. We were
Just
talking
kidding,
about the
just-
first Mrs. Kane.
And
What was she
Hillary
like?
was very
She was
grateful.
like all the girls I knew in dancing
She said if
school.
somehow
Very nice
she gets
girl,
elected,
very nice. Emily was a
She
little nicer.
wants me to be,
Well, after
without
the
question,
first couple of months, she and Charlie didn't
either
see much
her
of each other
ambassador
except
to
at
Iraq
breakfast.
or to Afghanistan.
It was a marriage just
It's
like
my
any
choice.
other marriage.
But one of the things I noticed tonight, and I've known Hillary
You're beautiful.
for a long
Oh, I can't.
You're
the
sure
first
you're
time
very,
ever.
very beautiful.
I've
ever.
never been to 6 parties in one night.
Extremely
in my
beautiful.
whole
Sitting
life.
down
I've
and
never even been up this late.
What's the matter with
major
Captain?
corporate leaders
I think we enjoyed
not
ourselves,
getting paid.
didn't we?
I don't see why you have to go straight out to the newspaper.
You never should have married a newspaper man. They're worse than sailors. I absolutely.
You know, last night
Oh,
I
Charles,
called
even newspaper
Hillary
men
a
have to
nasty
sleep.
woman.
I'll call Mr.
But
Bernstein
this
and have
stuff
him put
is
off my
all relative.
appointments until noon.
After listening to
What time is
Hillary
it?
rattle on
Oh, I don't
and
know.
on
It's late.
and on, I don't think
It's early.
so badly
Charles.
of Rosie O'Donnell anymore.
Do you know how long you
In
kept
fact,
me waiting last night while you
I'm
went to the
actually
newspaper
starting
for 10 minutes?
to like Rosie a lot.
Do want a newspaper in the middle of the night.
Emily, my dear, your only correspondent is the Inquirer.
Sometimes
These
I think I
events
prefer a rival of flesh and blood.
give
Oh,
not
Emily,
only
I
the
don't spend that
candidates
much time on the newspaper.
be with
Isn't
each
all the
other
time. It's what
in
you
a very
print.
social setting. It
Attacking
also
the
allows the
president.
You mean Uncle John?
I mean the President of the United
to meet
States.
the other
He's
candidates.
still Uncle John. He's still a well-meaning fathead who's letting a pack of high-pressure crooks run his administration. This whole oil scandal.
He happens to be
And I
the
got the
President,
chance to meet the
not
people
you.
who are working
That's a mistake
so
that will be
hard.
corrected one of these days.
Your
Get her
Mr.
elected.
Bernstein sent Junior the most incredible
There they
atrocity yesterday, Charles.
The heads of
I simply can't have it in the nursery.
CNN, CBS, ABC.
Mr. Bernstein is apt to pay a visit to the
There's the
nursery
New
now
York
and then.
Times right over there, and the Washington Post.
Yes.
They're working overtime. True.
People will
True.
think.
What I tell them to think.
Oh, this one's going to get me in trouble. Not with Hillary. You know, the president told me to stop whining. But I really have to say, the media is even more biased.
Wasn't he ever in love?